Welcome to the most listened to golf in the world, the Fairways of Life show, on air, online, and around the world, with the most candid interviews, unforgettable stories, taking you beyond the ropes. Here's your host, New York Times best-selling author, Matt Adams.
As we welcome you into the Fairways of Life show from the PXG Custom Studios, be sure to check out the new Mustang ZT putter with a revolutionary zero torque design and a blade profile to resist twisting and enhance feel. Log on to pxg.com for more. Hello, one and all, and welcome. We're coming to you live this week from Clearwater, Florida. This is where the Annika, driven by Gainbridge at the Pelican, will be taking place this week. And it's been a cold week. I know it's been a cold week throughout the whole country. The scenes of the snow, I know a lot of it was like lake effect snow up through Chicago and going into the East Coast, but the temperatures that plummeted down into the South were very cold, including here in Florida. It's getting nicer now, but it was record cold. I saw one here in this greater Tampa area where we are this week, as I mentioned. They broke a record that went back to, I believe, 1893. So it's going to curtail a little bit how much time the women have to practice earlier in the week versus getting ready to go. Because remember, the details of this Annika is that it's a 72-hole event. So play will get underway on Thursday. And it's a pretty distinguished tournament. 108 LPGA players are in the field this week at Pelican. And of those 108 players, 15 of the top 25 are here this week. Yes, it includes Nelly Korda, who's looking to win for her third time here. Charlie Hull, Brooke Henderson, Lexi Thompson, Lilia Vu amongst those that are assembled. 4 of the 5 25 major champions are here. 23 major championships represented in the field. 2 Olympic medals as well. Free admission this week for first responders, those 17 and under, and also for military personnel. And given the fact that this is the week in which we are celebrating Veterans Day, which we say thank you to one and all, I think that's great too, so that all of you know that so you can come out and enjoy the golf from the very best players in the world at the Annika, driven by Gainbridge at the Pelican. Now, we've got a big show planned for you today. We've got a multiple-time major champion that will be joining us in just a few moments. And what would you do if you had to do in order to keep your job? I'm talking about perform or you're gone. Think about that for a second, because I know for a lot of people in their job, there's the flow and the ebb. There's the times that you have to work very, very hard. There's the times that obviously you have to put something on the board, performance, product, service, whatever it is that you do in your world. But in the world of golf, where we tend to focus on the trappings of luxury and celebrity and being a professional athlete, we don't always have the opportunity to focus so much on what it's like when your hopes and your dreams are hanging in the balance. Today, we're going to be joined by a tour player who's in exactly that position. The good news being, this player's coming off his best performance all season just last week. But is there enough time left to get to where he wants and needs to be moving into 2026? And how do you sort all that from an emotional standpoint, from a planning standpoint? Now, it's also kind of a good subject to pick up on, because it was only 4 years ago that Ben Griffin stepped away from the game, said, I just don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I have ultimately what it takes to win on the PGA Tour. Well, since that time, he has won on the PGA Tour 3 times in 2025, in fact, which puts him amongst some very, very elite company. He spoke to the media following his win.
Yeah, it's just it's been a breakthrough year, and I knew, selfishly, I kind of had a feeling after getting the first win, I felt like I was going to win at least another soon after, and sure enough, I did. And I feel like I've just had so many positive experiences coming down the stretch winning, and then I've had enough experiences where it's gone the other way to where I've learned a lot, and felt really pretty confident and composed down the stretch here. But yeah, I mean, anytime I can be on a list with those two names, it means I'm doing something pretty good. It was helpful both of those guys weren't in the field this week. but no, it's been a lot of hard work. Been playing a lot of golf this year, but just been keeping my head down and just trying to play my best and see how far I can go in this game. Yeah, I mean, it's cool to look at the rankings and whatnot and see how far I've come and where I'm at compared to other guys. But honestly, I try to stay pretty present. It's cool to, at least this offseason, to look at the rankings and see where I'm at and, be super proud of what I've accomplished and then maybe celebrate it a little bit. But, I'm going to show up next season ready to go, and I'm not going to get comfortable just winning 3 times out here. I'm going to try to continue to work really hard and hopefully play even better. And sure enough, I did win this week, but I felt like there's still a couple of things that I do want to work on this offseason with my game. Not necessarily changing much, but just getting a little bit better. And so it'll be fun this offseason to continue to work hard and hopefully can continue to do exactly what I'm doing and put my name up against those guys. Most people have kind of coined the term already for me, but breakthrough is just the easiest word to use. It's been I've had a lot of build-up going in this year of some good moments, but hadn't quite broken through and won. And so this year was able to not only do that, but win multiple times and then make the Ryder Cup team and then win again here. It's just been a lot of hard work and a lot of belief. And yeah, the other question, going back to 2020, when COVID hit, it was a tough time for professional golf. If you weren't on the Korn Ferry Tour and the PGA Tour, I was sitting in credit card debt for probably 8 months. When I quit golf, I was $17,000 in debt. Was relying heavily on my parents for rent and other things, and it was just a point in my life where I knew I needed to get out of golf and go into business. I mean, you write for The Economist, so go try to use my economics degree that I have from North Carolina and go into the real world. So I did that for a short stint. Fortunately, I had some incredible people in my corner, one of which is in here right now, Jesse Ahern from Missouri. He helped kind of jumpstart my career back with some funding, as well as Doug Sigg with Lord Abbott, Mike Swan. There's several other members at Highland Springs Country Club in Missouri that helped me out just through random connections. And so kind of got out of the loan officer job that I had and got back to golf. And man, did that give me a lot of self-belief, just having all the support in my corner to kind of come back to professional golf and keep my head down and just try to work hard and see how far I could get. And, that basically started in 2022 when I was on the Korn Ferry Tour and worked my way onto the PGA Tour pretty fast. And then, just been a very steady climb since then. And just trying to work really hard, try to do the right things both on and off the course, and enjoy and savor the good moments. And it's been an incredible ride, and I'm just trying to not get super comfortable and just continue to see how far I can really go in this game, because it's been an incredible story, and I'm just so grateful. I can't believe all this is happening, but I'm not going to sit here and just try to admire it. I'm going to keep using each event as fuel for the next one, and continue to work really hard. It's what Tiger Woods always did. It's what Scotty Scheffler's doing. I've got to try to continue to do all the right things to be great.
Incredible story indeed, and he's only a month away from getting married as well. $11.75 million earned this year, a season in which he won 3 times and had 11 top 10s to go along with it. Such an amazing performance from Ben Griffin, and such a good guy too. Now, Aaron Rai is another one of those good guys. The more you know about Aaron Rai, the more he comes across as just a humble competitor. Well, Aaron Rai was facing head-to-head some very, very big stars last week in Abu Dhabi. It included a run with a 62 in the final day from Rory McIlroy. Wait 1 second for Rory. We're going to be hearing from him. But first, Aaron Rai had to hold off in a playoff Tommy Fleetwood, who's pretty red hot right now as well. But he was able to come through with the victory, and afterwards he told the media his reflections on the week and more.
Yeah, amazing week. Didn't really have too many expectations coming into the week. I think it had been 6 or 7 weeks since the BMW PGA, which was the last event that I played in. So yeah, I actually came here 2 weeks ago to do a little bit of practice, which helped massively just with getting a feel for the course, a feel for the grass. But yeah, coming into this week, I wasn't really sure what to expect. So to be sat here now is hard to put into words at the moment.
And there were a lot of moves on the leaderboard today, lots going on. Did you keep an eye on that, or were you just laser focused on your game?
I didn't look at it too much. I think with playing with Nikolai and Tommy, they both played great today. I was aware that things were very close in our group, but outside of that, I didn't really look too much at what was going on, which helped just to stay focused and to keep playing in the way that I saw the course. So yeah, I think that helped to just keep kind of plodding away and just to kind of stay in my own place. Absolutely huge, absolutely huge. It's hard for me to really sum up how much of an effect that she's had on me as a person, and also that naturally feeds into my golf. This year has been extremely special with us getting married. It was great. I spent almost 4 weeks in India in October, caddying for her, being with her, obviously getting married, practicing and playing together. It's just a beautiful thing to be able to share different parts of our lives with one another, and being with each other at every step of the way. So very special.
Aaron Rye is referring to his wife and talking about the amount of influence that she has had on him as a player, as a person, and more. So we're actually hearing from a lot of people this morning, because I brought up the weather and I was talking about the fact that it's cold everywhere. Those freezing temperatures were plummeting way down in the south. They said the feels like temperature on Tuesday morning at the Annika was 34 degrees at sunrise. And you wonder, will the players come out and practice? As obviously it's going to start warming up. I already mentioned that, getting warmer, I should say. But what is it for you? So Dom, did you put together a question of the day today? I know you were going to do something related to the weather in golf. What did you come up with?
I did, and I did. The question today is, what is the minimum temperature you will play golf in? And the options are 30, 40, 50, and sadly, I had to put an option for 60 degrees because there are some people like that. But I'm just saying. So really, 30, it's 30, 40, 50. 40. Really, that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to take the 30 out, because if it's really 30, you're talking about below freezing, and that's dangerous. It's dangerous for the grass. So I would take that one out. I think it's a lot of times for me, it's dependent on other factors. I can think about when I was on the green grass side managing courses, when I was up in New England, and it was 40 some odd degrees, in the 40s, I'll say, and sunny, without a lot of wind coming off the freezing ocean. It was playable. You could go out and dress correctly and you could play. 50s for certain. I mean, if it's in like the high 50s, if I'm back in Ireland in the high 50s, I can play in shorts because I don't think your legs get that cold. Maybe I'm wrong, but you put on more on the top and maybe a knit cap if you have to, if your head gets cold. What are the people saying, Dom? What are you hearing back from people?
Right now, the majority of folks are saying that 40 degrees is the minimum temperature that they'll play in. But we got 23% of the people saying 30. And honestly, I would probably have to answer at 30, because I have suited up and geared up and played when it's like 38. So technically that's under 40.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess my answer would have to be 30.
I have too. Yeah, now that I think about it,
I have
that's
100% teed off when it's like 37.
The coldest that we've ever
teed off. You don't get to play a lot of golf,
26.
Matt, you're going to play regardless of the circumstances. If you plan it out and you're like, this is the only time I get to play in the next 2 months. If it's 37, it's 37. I'm playing golf. That's
I remember that one time we used to do a big trip down to Myrtle Beach, like everybody, right? With all my buddies, and it was February. It was the last week when the rates go up, when it starts to get during those prime rib type months. the rest of February, March, April, probably. And when we were there the last week, where at the time that we went, it was 5 rounds of golf, you know, you share a room and you get breakfast every day. And it was, I think, $500, if I remember correctly. And we were at this course. I can't remember the course, but I remember that it was 26 degrees. And, you know, we all had big jackets on and, you know, winter gloves, you take them off. And hitting our first shots, our approach shots into the first green, it hit like it was hitting a piece of plywood. And I can remember the starter just kind of looking up at us and goes, "You guys must be from New England." Yeah, we were from New England. All right, before we go to break, I promised you Rory McIlroy, and I do want to get to this. Dom, thank you very much. Keep us up to speed on 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s. What is the minimum temperatures that you will play golf? And you can log on to the Fairways of Life YouTube channel and weigh in on that. Rory McIlroy weighed in on a lot of things. This was going into the week in Abu Dhabi, and McIlroy, who incidentally just had an award named after him by the DP World Tour, the Rory McIlroy Award, will be awarded to the DP World Tour player who performs the best over the course of the 4 majors. That starts in 2026. Let's find out what was on Rory's mind heading into the week.
You know, I like that I'm having to lock in for these 2 events, and with how many points that are available here and next week, it's Marco that's right behind me, but there's a few others that have a chance as well, you know. So, you know, I know I'm going to have to play well these next couple of weeks, but you know, I've got good records here and next week at the Earth course as well. So, you know, I know if I play the way I know that I can, then, you know, hopefully everything will work out the right way. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm looking forward to feeling that again and trying to win another one. Yeah, I would say, if anything, playing even less than I have this year. I think I'll play the same amount of tournaments on the DP World Tour, if not more. But, you know, I've you know, alluded to the fact that, you know, I'm going to play a little bit less just throughout the year. Really prioritize the major championships and a few of the other bigger events. But, you know, the world of golf does a really good job of keeping you, I describe it as keeping you on the hamster wheel. And sometimes it's nice to get off that hamster wheel and sort of do things your own way. So, yeah, look, I'm not getting any younger. If I want to play for another, competitively for another 10 years, like Justin Rose has, for example, you know, I have to remember that I'm not 23 anymore, and I can't play that schedule forever. So I think to try to have the longevity that I want to have, you know, I'm going to have to cut back my schedule a little bit over these next few years to make sure that I stay injury free and I play up until the point that I want to. I never lost belief in myself. I never lost hope. This is what I love to do. And I honestly, you know, I believe that each and every year that I play golf, I can still get better. Like, I still think I can get better at the game. I still think that there's things that I can improve on. And there's been people that have been in my press conferences for the last 5 years, and I've said that consistently. Like, I feel like I'm a better player now than I was 10 years ago. And when I'm 46 and not 36, I don't know if I'll be able to say that, but I definitely think I can still keep improving in certain areas and get even better. And, that's a fun thing to be able to say nearly 20 years into a professional career.
Rory McIlroy, who finished just 1 shot out of the playoff last week. That was going into the week, because I like to get, at this time of year at least, with Rory McIlroy, the bigger thoughts, the broader thoughts, the more macro thoughts of what was going on in his mind, and the impact, of course, that he continues to have on the game of golf. Newton golf shafts can have a huge impact on your game, because Newton golf shafts are made in such a way it's an elongated bend profile that relates to the load of the golf shaft. Now, load is when you get to the top of your swing, and as you are loading it, start back down, and the way that shaft holds the inert energy, so it smashes into the back of the golf ball. It may not be that you need a new driver. with all due respect. It might just be that you need a proper shaft for you. And the best is Newton golf shafts. That's why the very best in the world, like long drive champions, many from the Champs Tour and beyond, are playing with golf shafts that fit players of all ability levels. Get fit into a Newton golf shaft. NewtonGolfCo.com. When we come back, a multiple-time major champion on the Fairways of Life show.
Head down, water down the left, walker down the right, take the club straight back.
Wandering minds. When golfers lose their focus, they're totally... But
Bridgestone can help.
introducing Mindset. The ball scientifically designed to keep you focused.
First, identify your target.
Next, visualize your shot path.
And then focus on the green dot and smooth one.
Play the Tour B and E12 with Mindset technology.
See what happens when we work together? Stuff like that.
FlightScope Mevo Plus is the ultimate indoor and outdoor golf launch monitor and simulator. It gives you the club and ball data you need with the accuracy you demand. Mevo Plus comes with ownership of simulated golf courses for you to play and practice at home. Mevo Plus is an essential golf partner to help you improve and understand your game better. Put more purpose in your practice. To learn more and get your Mevo Plus, shop now at flightscope.com.
Golfers today are a different breed.
Who? Me?
We see the game in a different way.
We all have our own styles.
We swing our own swing.
We have one thing in common.
We are all about the details.
Introducing the Revel line of grips from Superstroke. With 3 distinct offerings to choose from, the Revel is in the details.
Our journey began with a simple yet powerful vision to provide the world with the highest quality Virginia-type peanuts. The Hubbard Peanut Company, where quality and tradition meet to create an unforgettable experience. Visit hubspeanuts.com to explore our full range of products and place your order today.
Middle-market businesses are facing unprecedented shifts, which demand tailored solutions and decisive action. RSM stands as the unwavering leader of the middle market, empowering you to take charge of change and conquer this era of transformation. RSM. Experience the power of being understood.
As we welcome you back to the Fairways of Life show from wherever around the world you are joining us, if you want to weigh in on Dom's question of the day, which was, what's the minimum temperatures that you will play golf in? Because the weather that's just absolutely racing across the northern tiers and particularly the east coast of the United States, freezing cold early in the week and extending into, I mean, is this a harbinger of a really tough winter? We'll see what lies in store. But his question is, what's the minimum temperature you're playing? 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. And he kind of went a hard number with like 30, 40, 50, 60. Dom, what are you hearing from the people? What's the reaction so far?
The reaction is kind of lame. 43% at 50 degrees. Come on, people. Layer up. This is pathetic here. 50?
Well,
Come on.
Where's the rest of it spread out? Somebody must be in the 30s and 40s.
They're in the 30s and 40s, which is what I like to see. That's reasonable. 55 degrees, 50 degrees. Come on. What's the matter with you?
You can log in to the Fairways of Life YouTube channel if you want to vote on any of Dom's questions of the day. You can always get caught up on what's going on in our world there. And we thank you for letting us into yours. So, too, with a major champion in the form of Brittany Lincicome for letting us into her world. You know, as we're getting set up to welcome a guest in the show, I can actually hear what's going on. I can, because their microphone's open and we're coming from for breaks. Brittany, what's going on? I could hear you, Mom, going, we're seconds away. Go find your sister.
Yeah, they decided last second they wanted to get an applesauce from the fridge, and I'm like, no, get back in the room.
That's very, very cute. So the Annika, driven by Gainbridge at Pelican. I've always wondered how a golf course in Clearwater, Florida, or why they would call themselves Pelican. But with the weather this week in Florida, I think I'm starting to understand. So what's the minimum for Brittany? If you, I know sometimes you can't, you got to play. If a tournament's a tournament, women's open, whatever, you got to play. But if you have a choice, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60 I realize is ridiculous. But for you, what's the minimum that you're like, yeah, no, I don't want to play after that?
I really want to go on there and just be like that 1% or 1% person that does like 60 just to get under Dom's skin. But it's probably like 50. Like, I don't do cold. I am born and raised in Florida. My skin is very thin. I hate swing. Like, if I was going to go to the mountains on a vacation, it could be 20. I would love it. But if I have to play golf and I have to put jackets on, I feel like my world is going to end. Like, my golf swing is no good. I feel restricted. So golf, I need it to be like 50. But if I was going on vacation, it could be 20.
Oh, I like that. The accolades for Brittany Lincicome are stout and impressive. 8 times a winner on the LPGA Tour. Of course, 2 major championships in 2009 and in 15 to Chevron. 76 major championship starts, of which she had 28 top 25s and 12 top 10s. Over 400 LPGA Tour starts to her credit. 66 of those were top 10s, 151 top 25s. She was on 6 United States Solheim Cup teams. She was also an assistant captain under Stacey Lewis in 2024. And of course, she was talking about her 2 little ones. She has 2 under 6 years old, which, can you imagine that? What's more challenging to you, Brittany, when you think back when you were in the throes of competing out on the LPGA Tour, or now when you're outnumbered running around after 2 little ones under 6?
Yeah, I guess it just depends on what we're doing at that time. But I think golf is still just mentally more exhausting than running around picking up toys all day. That seems to be pretty easy.
You know, we were talking earlier in the show about Ben Griffin, who just outside of 4 years ago, he stepped away from the game. And over the course of the last few months, in 2025 alone, he won 3 times. He's now in the top 15 in the world. He's won almost $12 million. It's crazy. Was there ever a time when you look back on it and you said, you know, I decided to step away for family and for a different lifestyle? Still playing, I'm not taking it away from you, but in terms of a full-time player, was there ever a time when you looked at that decision and said, you know what, did I make the right one?
I've always been very lucky. You know, my 21 years, I was never injured, so I didn't have to take time away for that. Obviously, just, you know, having 2 babies had to take a little time away for that. But I always knew I wanted to be a mom, and I was never going to sacrifice that for golf, even though I love golf so much. So, you know, luckily I was later when I met my husband, and then we decided to have kids a little bit later. So I got to play, you know, a full amazing career on the LPGA. Did a lot of great things, got to see a lot of cool places, and now it's just a different part of my life. And I played 6 this year, which was perfect, and then just did some outings here and there. So I still got to stay in the game that I love, but also get to raise my family and be home and be a mom. So it's 2025 has been probably one of my favorite years so far. So it's exciting to see, you know, what 2026 could possibly look like.
You know, you bump into people all the time, whatever field that they decide to become, you know, their career and their vocation in. And I'll ask the question of them, would you recommend this field to your kids? And like, oh no, I wouldn't recommend that they go into music or they go into entertainment or they go into this or they go into that. You know what I mean? That it's a very typical refrain. Oh, no, not that. What would your answer be if I said to you, would you recommend for your kids to try to be a professional touring player?
I would say 100% go for it. Golf is such a great game. It teaches you so many life lessons. You know, being on the board of my first tee here in St. Petersburg, I mean, just watching these kids go through the program and all the respect they have. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, shirts tucked in, collared shirts. It's just a great game, especially for young kids, and you can play until you're 100. I mean, it's just great to be outside, to be in nature, to walk a little bit, get some exercise. And especially young girls, I always tell them, you know, whether it's high school, college, pro level, even later in life in business, you guys know how many business deals are made on the golf course every week. So if you're a female and you can play a little bit of golf, you know, you can get so much stuff done on the golf course. So it's just a great game at whatever level. You know, if my girls wanted to play high school, college, if they wanted to try to turn pro, that would be cool. But it's just a great game that everybody should play. And whether they just play with their dad and I when they get older, that'll just be something special that we can do as a family. So I think my career, yes, I would say every child should play because it's just a great game.
What do you think then for people, because everybody has dreams, right? Everyone has hopes of what they're going to accomplish, short-term, long-term careers. What do you think actually holds people back then primarily?
In golf?
No, life.
Specifically? Oh. I mean, sometimes if things get too hard, I think you kind of get negative, get down, and it's easy just to say, hey, I'm going to walk away and try something different. So, you know, my oldest is in T-ball right now, and some days she's like, I don't want to go to practice. And I'm like, no, we've committed. Like, you have to finish out the season. So just trying to, like, you know, keep her on track of, you know, if we commit to do something, we're going to finish it and see it through. So I think just it's easy to kind of walk away if things get hard, and you just got to say, hey, like, it's hard, but I'm going to figure it out and do it and see how well I can do it to my ability. And I think that's just something you got to do.
I want to talk to you about Annika in just a moment. We're going to take a break here, folks, and come back with more from Brittany Lincicome, because when you talk about inspiration, she represents so much, and many of the best players in the LPGA are competing this week at the Annika because of the legend that surrounds it. So I want to get some insights from someone that competed alongside of that legend as well right after this.
This is golf.
A shot, honey.
And this is Golf's Superstore.
Oh, yeah, we'll take it.
In Ireland, golf is more than just a game. Come and experience our world-famous links courses and our world-famous parkland courses, all set alongside world-famous scenery. And visit our world-famous historic sites. And while you're here, enjoy our world-famous hospitality. Fill your heart with Ireland at ireland.com/golf.
Ben Hogan Golf Equipment is back. Established in 1953, we serve golfers who demand excellence of their equipment. Designed by the game's best engineers, forged in the world's best foundries, and built to order in the USA. Don't settle for off-the-rack disappointment. Elevate your game with custom clubs at direct-to-consumer pricing. Exclusively at benhogangolf.com. That's benhogangolf.com.
The Rome clubs are costing you strokes. PXG can fix that for an amazing new price. PXG Black Ops drivers, double gold winning, effortless distance, and game-changing forgiveness. PXG Gen 7 irons, unmatched quality, precision, and a feel so pure you'll never want to swing anything else. Save your season and save with incredible new pricing on Black Ops and Gen 7. Book your fitting now. PXG, you've never played like this before.
Imagine your ultimate golf experience. There's a good chance it's Michigan's Magnificent 11. 11 spectacular courses from Boyne Golf, varied in both topography and play. Boyne Golf was named the #1 best golf destination in USA Today Reader's Choice 2025. And the Highlands at Harbor Springs is the #2 golf resort in that same USA Today poll. The ultimate golf experience. That's Michigan's Magnificent 11.
Hey, I'm golf broadcaster Matt Adams. You know, Hub's Peanuts has been cooking up the top 1% of peanuts for over 70 years. And these aren't your average nut. These are super extra large Virginia peanuts cooked in the USA. Family-owned Hub's Peanuts have more protein than any other nuts. So whether it's a boost on the course or a special gift, the variety of flavors guarantees Hub's Peanuts is just what you need. Family-owned, nutritious, delicious, and sustainable. Hub's Peanuts, it's just right. HubsPeanuts.com.
This is golf, and this is Golf Superstore, the only place you can walk in for a free driver fitting, have it built, and tee it up the same day. Try Fit and Go today.
Did you know, presented by FlightScope, the new FlightScope i4 rangefinder is the best rangefinder in the game. Revolutionary technology. It's like having a caddy in your pocket because it takes into effect everything with an environmental optimizer. What's the wind doing? What's the humidity doing? All of it, plus personalized golf club recommendations to make sure that you have the best info to hit the best shot to play your best with the i4 rangefinder. You can find all the details at flightscope.com. Our guest is Brittany Lincicome, a multiple-time major champion. And as I told you in the last segment, I can hear her corralling her two little ones in there. Brittany, bring them on. Let them come on with you. It's okay. Who's bothering you today? What do they want, juice?
They're just running back and forth.
Absolutely love it. Annika Sormstad is our Did You Know, because Annika not only won 10 times for majors, but in the 56 major championships, 59 major championships, I stand corrected, that she played in, she finished first, second, or third 34% of the time. So because we're celebrating Annika this week with the Annika driven by Gamebridge at Pelican, we're here in Clearwater. Brittany, what was it like to compete against Annika, to compete against a legend like that? And for someone that seems so unassuming, was it in fact intimidating at times?
Yes. I remember being my rookie year on tour, just going to the driving range, hitting next to her or Julie Inkster, and I'm like, is this real life? Like, I was so blown away. Just your childhood memories of being on the LPGA, now being inside the ropes with these players is truly incredible. And now, obviously, my 21 years later of getting to know Annika and seeing her a lot and becoming like a friend, it still blows my mind. She's an amazing lady, has had an amazing career, so much to look up to. I remember, again, closer to my rookie year, like just watching her play and playing with her, and she could hit every shot, and I can only hit a draw still to this day. So to see her hit a fade or a high or a low or all these, she could hit every shot, and it was truly incredible. And there was a year on my somewhere in there that I tried to learn how to hit a cut, and I think it was the worst year of my career. But it was just so cool to watch, and just seeing what she's doing now for the game of golf and giving back. It's really incredible. And the event at Pelican has her name on it, so it's going to be a huge success anyway. So it's going to be cool to see this week.
Yeah, definitely. Anything that is tethered to Annika Sormstad tends to be very, very successful indeed. What do you think about the success of the LPGA and the direction that it's going? You have a new commissioner now. Are you pleased with what's happening out there?
I think it's in an incredible spot. Craig Kessler coming in, I think, is just going to be the cherry on top. I got to know him a couple years ago at an event. So when he was going through the hiring process, I was texting with him every couple weeks, like just seeing how it was going, asking Stacey Lewis and some of the board members, like, how is Craig doing? So it was a cool process. I was happy to see him get the job. With the majors all stepping up their game and elevating their purses is only trickling down to all the other events. And you can see that, with events purses sizes going up, or them offering a free hotel or a free flight, or miscut stipends. Now we have a few events that have those. That is very cool. So the state of the LPGA is amazing. We're only going up and getting bigger and better. It's just a great time to be a part of it, and it's exciting to see where Craig will take us in the next couple years.
Last segment when I was talking to you about your life, I was talking a little bit about life in general in terms of people trying to aspire to goals. I didn't ask you the question of, are you as happy now as you've ever been? Where would you put it on a 1 to 10 scale?
I think now, I basically joke and tell people that I'm on the Pro-Am tour. It's an incredible spot to be. I played 6 events this year, so I still kind of, dip my toe in the competitive side of it. I really only play golf on Fridays with the director of instruction here at our club, Fielding. So I can't get mad if I don't play well. I literally play 1 day a week. So just to play a few events, go do some charity outings, fundraisers here and there. You doesn't really matter how you play. There's no pressure. I can have a cocktail now if I want. And I still get to be home and be a mom and get to take in, t-ball or golf and all the fun things that they're doing. So I think this is actually one of my favorite years on tour so far.
Does it happen with any frequency now that people have no idea that you were ever a professional player? You're just meeting another mom or dad with the kids, and they say, "Oh, what do you do?"
Yeah. Every now and again, actually, a dad on the t-ball team he was like, "Are you the golfer?" And it was a really funny. I used to play golf. It is very cool. It's kind of an interesting segue of how do you not know that I've won 8 times to then being like, yeah, I used to play golf. So it's an interesting spot to be, but obviously can't take away any of the wins that I've had and all the success that I've had. And just I'm so blessed to have been to travel the places that the LPGA is taking me and seeing all these amazing countries that I've been to. It's just, I never would have had that opportunity any otherwise. So I've been very lucky in my 21-year career to have been on tour this long.
No doubt about that. You are awesome. Thank you so much for checking in with us. It's always great to hear from you. I'm glad you're still getting plenty of exercise chasing those 2 little ones around the house.
Yeah, they definitely keep me busy. Thank goodness for Starbucks.
All right, we'll talk to you again. Folks, we will be back with more. Remember I promised you what happens if you're in a position where you have to perform. We're going to be talking with a tour player right now that's on the outside looking in, but there are some very hopeful signs, including the best performance of the year that just came last week. Stay with us. More of the Fairways of Life show coming up right after this.
I got ball fit in 2000, went on a little run. Then Bridgestone fit me again, and I went on another run. I just got fit again for the new Tour BX. The ball fitting's been helping me. Will it help you?
What does it take to be an original?
Cam knows something about that. So does Chi-Chi, Charlie, and you get it. In 1955, we stepped onto the scene. Now a new generation of pros are wearing the most iconic styles in the game. The fit, the feel, the look. It's all an expression of you. Original Penguin. Here for the good times.
Golfers today are a different breed.
Who? Me?
We see the game in a different way.
We all have our own styles.
We swing our own swing.
But we have one thing in common.
We are all about the details.
Introducing the Revel line of grips from Superstroke. With 3 distinct offerings to choose from, the Revel is in the details.
The Rome clubs are causing you strokes. PXG can fix that for an amazing new price. PXG Black Ops drivers, double gold winning, effortless distance, and game-changing forgiveness. PXG Gen 7 irons, unmatched quality, precision, and a feel so pure you'll never want to swing anything else. Save your season and save with incredible new pricing on Black Ops and Gen 7. Book your fitting now. PXG, you've never played like this before.
FlightScope Mevo Plus is the ultimate indoor and outdoor golf launch monitor and simulator. It gives you the club and ball data you need with the accuracy you demand. Mevo Plus comes with ownership of simulated golf courses for you to play and practice at home. Mevo Plus is an essential golf partner to help you improve and understand your game better. Put more purpose in your practice. To learn more and get your Mevo Plus, shop now at flightscope.com.
Trevor Cohn is our guest. His best finish of the season at the Worldwide Technologies Championship with a tie for fourth. He moved up from 179th to 156 in points. Now, we've been focusing a lot on the fact that the number went from 125 to 100 to keep your card for 2026. But the number from 100 to 125 is still important because that can give you conditional status on the PGA Tour. 2 Korn Ferry Tour wins to Trevor's credit, 54 PGA Tour starts he's had as well, and 122 career starts in the Korn Ferry Tour. All said and done. Thanking Trevor for his time right now. What's going on, Trevor? I take it you're in Bermuda right now?
I am. The folks in the media center were nice enough to let me sit down for a second, but yeah, happy to be on.
Cool, man. The big question, when you have a finish like you had last week, a tie for fourth in that field, did you find something? Was it something that was coming on that you've been working on for a while? What happened?
No, I mean, I think it's just a culmination of a lot of things. My team, my caddy, and my coach, we've really been working hard pretty much all year. I mean, obviously the results weren't there in the beginning of the year, but we've just been sticking to the same process and letting the results come. Luckily, the past couple months, it's been pretty good. Starting around like 3M, I want to say. So I've been on kind of growing to this moment and hopefully finish off the year strong. But no, I mean, last week, great golf course for me. Just wide fairways and hit the ball straight and pretty long, so I have a little bit of advantage there. And just I made a lot of putts, so just try and keep the putter hot the next couple weeks, really.
It's interesting, Trevor, because you hear great players like Rory McIlroy will talk about confidence. He'll use the word confidence, and a certain shot gave him confidence. A certain round gave him confidence. A certain week gave him confidence. So you're talking about one of the top players in the game constantly referring to confidence gained in certain circumstances. How important is that to you? How much is that the 15th club in your bag in terms of feeling confident, like you mentioned, with a hot putter, or confident with the way that you're striking the ball long and straight?
Yeah, I mean, I think confidence is just as big of a key as everyone says. I mean, I think everyone out here knows that they have the game that's good enough, even if they don't have the confidence. But it just goes to show when you do get that to that next level of gaining a little bit of confidence and seeing a few results, you really gain a lot from it. And I'd like to see that going forward the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the bigger question to that too would be, when you're not getting, say, early in a season where you're not necessarily having the performances that you expected or that you wanted, and you knew that you were putting yourself in a position for an uphill battle, how do you carry yourself through that? Is that also a default to your team? But where do you find the mental and emotional fortitude to go, I know what I'm doing, I can do this, I just have to be patient to let it happen?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I said it was all easy, but my coach really tried to reiterate after, I'd say, Torrey, that it's a long season, and you never realize how long it is. Like, if I look back now, Torrey seems like ages ago, with as many events as we play. But and I wouldn't say I necessarily believed him at the time, but now that I look back, you really do have to focus on the long-term goals and not get stuck in, oh, had a rough week this week or a rough week next week. You really just have to stick to your process and keep doing the things that you know work, and just stick to your methods, really. I mean, there's not much else to it. Just eventually, the results are going to come.
What about now, Trevor? You are, as we just mentioned, 156th. With a performance like you had last week, you can get yourself inside of 125 for that conditional status we were talking about, and maybe something wild, which we hope for you. You might be able to get yourself inside of that top 100, or be exempt at least with the tournaments that are left. What are your thoughts? What are your hopes? What do you see moving forward in terms of, and where are you from a mental standpoint in saying, yeah, I'm gonna let it all go in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to really think about it in terms of like trying to get inside top 100. Out here, I think when you start thinking about points and where you are in the FedEx Cup, it doesn't do you any good. I mean, at this point, late in this stage, you have to, unfortunately. But I like where we're at, and I like these next two golf courses for my game. And I think me and my caddy have got a good thing going. So just trying to keep doing the things we know work, and I really like where my game's at, especially going into this week. It's been a while since I've had a good finish, and building off that, and like you said, confidence is key. And I think golf becomes a lot easier when you have a lot of pep in your step.
Awesome. Sponsors, of course, are important, particularly for players such as yourself that's making the march at this stage in your career. Do you want to share with us who you've aligned yourself with, I guess, so we can use this forum to say thank you to them too?
Yeah, for sure. You can see I'm trying to keep them visible, but I have a couple of VT sponsors from Virginia Tech. Triumph is the NIL affiliate for Virginia Tech, so they've been nice enough to extend a hand. And I have Jana King, a local franchise back home in Charlotte that's been generous to me for a number of years now. And High Lane is also a local Charlotte, Virginia Tech grad. So, yeah, huge thanks to them, and obviously FootJoy and Titleist for all the help that they give. Without those guys, it wouldn't be possible for us to be out here doing what we love to do.
Do you have someone that you look at in the world of sport, or particularly in the world of golf, that you consider your hero, that you can kind of look at times like this where you know you're on a charge over the next few days, which we wish you the very, very best with, obviously, but you can look at it and go, you know what, that person's my inspiration. They did it, so can I.
I mean, I get a lot of correlation to Lucas Glover, and I was lucky enough to play with him the final round of Barbasol a few years ago, and he's a great guy, one of the better guys out here, and I kind of looked up to him when I first got out here, and we have similar games, so it was nice to pick his brain about a couple things. And I'm not sure hero is the right word, but yeah, one of the guys I look up to for sure.
Well, what would your message be then? You're on a stage that inspires. You're in the world of entertainment as much as you are in the world of professional sports. For people that are hoping to achieve the goal in their life, to make it inside the number of their life, to make sure they can carry on in their pursuit, what would your message be for those people out there?
I mean, based on my experience, I think the biggest thing is just to stick to your guns and stick to your process. If you belief goes a long way, and I think Ted Lasso was right about that one. So just keep doing what you're doing, keep putting in the hard work, and a lot of things are earned in this life and not necessarily given. So good things come to those who wait.
Trevor, we love your perspective. We love how chill you are about what's in front of you and how much you feel that you are ready for it. And as I mentioned, we do wish you the very, very best. All success may you have.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, it was great having you on. All right, so let's take a look at this coveted number that we're talking about. Players who are on that bubble of maybe getting inside of the top 100 or not. It's important on this list that when you see the asterisks there, those are players that are already exempt. So it's not quite as dramatic for those players, even though they may be on the bubble on just the inside or just the outside, respectively. But they're okay. But there are other players. Our friend Mark Hubbard, you can see at 91. Danny Walker's at 93. Where would you have some semblance of confidence? Max McGreevy is right on the number there. You can see David Lipsky outside of it. Victor Perez is 104, the Frenchman. Isaiah Salinda, who I think is just poised to be a huge star in the game of golf. Patrick Fishburne at 107. Justin Lauer at 108. Taylor Moore's 109. Matt Kuchar, you can see there at 110. But Matt's going to have some other options too if he so chooses. So there is that question of the story within the story. We all look at the top of the leaderboard on a given week, and rightfully so, right? This week, of course, there's a lot going on in the game of golf, including this event in Bermuda that Trevor and more will be a part of, but also the DP World Tour Championship. So there's some big golf this late in November. As for those of you watching us in the United States, we're marching closer and closer to Thanksgiving, a time to give thanks. The question of the day today from Dom was, what would be the minimum temperature that you'd be willing to play golf in? And obviously we tied it to the stories of the weather that's been ripping across the country this week. Plenty of snow, plenty of cold weather, and that cold weather dipped all the way down into the south. So, Dom, what are you hearing from the people? If you could rephrase the full question for those who might just be joining us and haven't heard it yet.
All right, we got only about a minute left here. What is the minimum temperature you will play golf in? 30, 40, 50, or 60? 27% say 30. I'm in there. 27%. Wow. 47% say 40. 20% say 50. And a bunch of losers had 7% say 60 degrees. 60 degrees. By the way, we have less than a minute left. Andrew, show that video. Trevor Cohn was talking to us from one of my favorite broadcasts in the history of this show, which is this, out back of Port Royal in a paint shed.
Well, he wasn't in the paint shed. That's where we were when we did our first broadcast
from
there.
That location. We were all, that's 100 yards from where Trevor Cohn was sitting. That was, I don't even know, Matt, 12 years ago. There is, we dragged Rory in there.
That's me with Rory. Yeah, in Carl Spacker's shop
Matt.
where we broadcast from. Yeah, that was us. That was some time ago. Look at Dom. Look at the top on you. Looks great. Looks like Elvis. Thank you so much for your company, folks. Pleasure to have had your company until we are together again. Be well and goodbye for now.